What is happening? Hello? Hello? What is this? Hello? Is there someone out there? Hello? 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 Yes, it's me. Is it me you're looking for? Hello? It's me. Okay, yes. We got a session. Ta-da! Ta-di-da! But yes, of course, I need to listen to myself. Oh, we have audio. Good. I always check that now because we had some issues way back where the audio was like crap. And I don't want to experience that again. I have solved it, but I don't trust that. I don't trust the computers. So I always check just to be on the safe side. So don't be shy. Welcome. Don't be shy. Write in the chat if you like that. I like that. I like it really much, to be honest, when people are writing and letting me know they are watching and hearing and so on. And if you agree with something I say or disagree with something I say or whatever, as long as you are polite, please do not hesitate. But if you hesitate, that's fine too. I will not look you up and spank you or anything. So let's start. I have nothing really new to talk about. Well, I have lots to talk about, but I will not go into any deep thoughts and so on. It's just like a little Friday, here I am kind of thing. We will see how many that joins up and so on and what this leads to. We go from there, and we will start with weather, of course. And yeah, because I always do that, as you know, I try to at least. And yeah, I'm going to check how many degrees there is now around. And I think, yeah, let's see here, maybe, yeah, around 14 degrees. I could check that on my cam also, because I have that on one of my cams, but I didn't want to go there now. Yeah, that's how it is. So around 14 degrees, and yeah, I get, if you, yeah, for those that seen me before, I have this and I have this. This is a new one, pimple, but, and I can't help myself from scratching it, especially at night. Like, it's like so often I just put daytime it's fine, but nighttime I often put like what is called plaster or band-aid over those spots, so they are, so I don't scratch them and so on. But yeah, I'm so young, I got pimples sometimes. I think it's pimples. And the problem is that it doesn't go away. It takes such a time. I don't know. I'm getting older. When I was young, I could chop off my leg and it grow back in one day. No, but yeah. But things, the body changed. But let's go back to the weather. We still have this rain. a few days now we have rain and then some sun. Just looking through the clouds now and then. But today we had heavy rain, the sky opened up, and yeah, like things like that. It's starting to get depressing because for us this is we had like 1 month, one peeping month with warm sunny weather. So far, we don't know. It can be a late summer. That has happened before. September could sometimes be like, oh, really warm. It's like if it is like it was middle of the summer and so on. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. But you never know. But so far, we had 1 month. We can count a little bit of May into that because it started end of May with the hot. I talked about this so many times before, but I talked about the weather in the beginning. You all should know that by now. The thing is, it is now it has been raining almost every single day, the whole, well, almost the whole last month, and also so almost the whole July rained away, heavy rain. Now in August we had rain almost every single day, and we had this big storm passing by a few days ago. We're still suffering from that. There are still red warnings about high flow in rivers and lakes and all that, and dams are overfilling and so on. That is now passing. We are having the last of it now, they say. But this is how it's going to be. And the problem is now here in Sweden that it is, even if it doesn't rain super much, but it's raining, continuously raining, the ground is so filled now, it can't take up the water, which means, it means it will be even higher risk for high water levels and so on. So it's kind of shit. It is really annoying, and I will show a few so you understand what I'm talking about. I will try to get a few images here. No, that was I will do that while I'm talking, and I will try at least to get a few images of some of these last days. And I in Norway have struggled with huge problems as well, because it moved over to Norway after that. So that is well, we will see if I can find some pictures, because it has been even houses had gone into the river and flowed away and so on. Never mind. I needed to convert that image and all that. I will not do that. But the houses are standing in the middle of the air, because the ground has, there's been some flooding and taking away the ground, and trains and derailed and all that. I talked about it earlier, but I mentioned it. It's so crazy, and I have a risk that I get depressed at autumn. Many years I struggled that, and it gets worse every year. I learned to handle it a little bit. Sometimes I even need medications to break it, so I don't go too deep. uh, and summer gives me energy and so on. But when we have this kind of summer, it's almost like, yeah, that month, June, that was it. Now we're having, because when it's gray, it's raining, it's getting a little darker, and we have rain, and clouds. You don't really refill, at least not me, I don't refill my energy. It almost feels a little bit like it were autumn now. And hey, August is a summer month. We used to have a lovely August. But yeah, things are strange. So, but enough with the weather for now. And what else? Yeah. We to be honest, a little bit about the weather. We shouldn't complain that much, but this is what we live with, and I know there is countries having so much worse because it's peeped up, effort up. So in so many places around the world at the moment with the weather, and not only that, but let's stay positive, shall we? So yes, what else can I mention? We're still, we have last session I talked about that we maybe had one replacement for Cindy, since Cindy can't stream. She can't stream that, well, almost nothing, and that is too little for this channel. Either we have limits how much you need to stream. It's complicated. But I also explained this many times before, but it has with the shares that they get. I want to keep it simple for me. I don't want to have like sit and calculate, 5 hours stream this month, you earn 2% of your share and so on. I want to split their share 50-50 or and so on. If it is 2, and then of course another percent if it is more than 1. But sadly, that person did not feel that it had time for it at the moment. That person has a child that has cancer. So, and that's also one of the reasons we wanted to bring her in. So maybe she could earn something from this that would help. Even if we earn a minimum now, we are struggling because we get limitations on everything. Limitation on everything. Something is wrong, and I've been in contact with the support 3 times now, and they don't do anything. It's standard answers, and we understand it's frustrating. Yeah, but don't just understand, do something, escalate it. But hey, they don't care. It's just first line. They just tell people standard answers. So, and that's their job, sadly. The thing is, we are not. I don't think we are going to reach the threshold this month. We are way too short for that. Depends, of course, on you guys, gifts and so on. And I'm not fishing for gifts now. I'm just mentioning this. But it depends on that. We are more depending on gifts and memberships and all that now with all this limitation. But I have one request. Please, because we are limited, that means that there could be no ads or limited ads. They don't, so if you get an ad when you visit us and watching, please let it, you can pick your nose or do something while you wait. Let it go. Let it be there. Don't press the skip button as soon as it pop up. Because if you watch that, I think it's max 1 minute or 1.5 minute if you watch it all. I don't know exactly. It's a little bit different depending on ad. But that will help us a little bit, at least. Because then you see those 2 ads. This often is 2 ads. One, if you don't skip it, it goes over to a next ad. So please, if you see an ad, watch it. Or you don't need to watch it. You can just look at your roof and or brush your hair or something if you need that. I don't know. But that would help, because we are in the beginning we had ads on everything. Now we don't have that anymore. We're like, oh, it's an ad. It's like surprise more. So, yes, that's about that. But I have thrown out a new request for I given someone a new chance. I have told they have a spot if they want to, but I don't know. It's hard to get like a clear answer. I don't expect a yes on that, but because it's that person is hard to get a grip on. In this matter, last time I'm talking about the Queen. She didn't get started. She didn't stream at all, but then after I said, okay, I'm removing you because you don't see. Then I learned that she were not feeling well and had issues with needed to go to doctors and so on. And so now she's feeling much better and have been away at doctors and so for a while, taking care of that. So I said that now you have a new chance. We will see if that happens. I don't think so, but I will continue to look for a replacement of Cindy, because I want to be at least 3 camps here, or more, 4 at least. That would be great. So that is what's happening on the channel. You know, I'll always try to keep you informed, being transparent and so on. And also some of you that follows me on my page, if you follow me on the page, you may have seen, if you haven't and see this, there is a new pinching thing going on that I wrote about, but I can tell you here also, this is a warning for all of you out there, because this is going to grow. I've seen it exploded now, and it's getting more and more, and others also starting to get it. It works like this. The people pinching is first of all, pinching is when someone is fishing for your information. It can be bank account and everything, your personal information, for some site or some services or other things. In this case, they want your Facebook information. And what they do, it's kind of smart in that way, because so many don't do any research. They just and click and do that. Too many people are falling for this. Even I see it, oh, this is something strange. This doesn't look like it comes from Facebook. Then I check out and do some research. Too many doesn't. So this is why I want to warn you about this that is going on now on Facebook. What they do is they create a page often, It's not most I've seen is they create a page, and then you write a message on their page, and they're calling them the page like security alert or security warning or and like things like that. Then they create and lots of numbers behind, as I mentioned in the text on Facebook, but I tell this for everyone else now that maybe not a part of my Facebook page. Lots of numbers behind those names, and that's two reasons, because they create so many of these pages so they can't have the same name, because there is already a page called this. So what they do, they put lots of numbers behind that in different numbers, and that also makes it harder for Facebook to ban that. Like if they start to, you want to take this, we put a ban on this username. Yeah, but that is that username, this is this username, and so on. So it's a little harder for Facebook also to take away, because they have added things behind. So what they then do, they write a message that looks like a security alert that something suspicious has happened on your account. Your account will be locked, and you need to. I keep it short. I don't have a whole message in my head, and it differs a little bit also. But they like, you need to go to this. We need to identify that it's you that owns this account. You need to go to this site, go to this page. And then it's a link, and of course that link takes you off Facebook. Maybe I haven't clicked on those links, but maybe they try to look like Facebook. It's quite easy, just make something look like. And then they say that you have 36 hours to do this, else your account will be locked, and so on. That is not how Facebook do it. And then they tag people. They go around. This is bots doing this. They have configured bots to help them with this, of course. Then they go around on pages, because many pages are public. They go on to public profiles. They scan who is the follower of this page, or who has this as a friend, and then it tag everyone in those messages. And when you get tagged, you get this as a notification with all that, someone mentioned you and all that, in Facebook. So that's why so many think, this must be from Facebook. And then they just press the link and they check the message, and when you press that, you come to the message, only that message you've been tagged in. You don't come to the page and see, okay, this site has 400 of those. It only takes you to the message you are tagged in. So you see just a message, and then they have the links and all that, and people press it, and they go to that site, and they identify themselves, because I don't want to be locked out in 36 hours. So they give them the password and all that, and and then they have given the account away, and you never know what's happening after that. So if you get tagged in these messages, report them. Report. That's you should always report them, because the more people that report this kind of shit, the faster Facebook realize, oh my, this is something big going on, and can put some action on to minimize the risk and and so on, start banning and so on. There is also under settings in Facebook, I can't say exactly where, but there is an option that you can put in that you need to verify everything you get tagged in before it being shown on your profile or and so on. You can also turn that on. It will help a little bit. But please, if you get tagged, you don't see that you're tagged. You get this as a message under notifications and all that. But if you get that, do not under any circumstance click on that link. Or absolutely not give any information. If you have clicked on the link, okay. But if you start typing in your information, you'll be toast. You will lose your account. Maybe not directly, because they gather all this and then they put this in bots. This is how it most often works. They gather information. So they, okay, now we have 10,000. Or we have 1,000 or hundreds or whatever. Then they put all this login information in to bots and tell them to do this and that and post junk and whatever it is, and then they press run and then it will happen. So even if you type in and yeah, but nothing has happened. No, not yet, maybe, because it will happen because they gather information. So, but hopefully most of you already have all these security things like authorizer and third and mobile authorization and all that, so you get informed when some logged in and to your account and you need to approve things like that. But they can pass that if they spam that enough. I lost my account because of that. And now I have even a third things that I have now 3 different things to guard my account, if you can say it like that. So that was some information about that. But please also start. I know I don't. All of you, I think you guys and girls and whatnot. Yeah, you are probably already smart enough and looking. If it looks strange, it may be strange, and so on. So, yeah, because we are going to see more and more of this, because we have this little war now going on, and that war, it's not only with guns. We have like almost an army of especially Russian hackers trying to cause havoc on the rest of the world, especially in Europe, because we have all our restriction forward Russia and so on, and it's lots of things going on. So we will see this increasing, that for sure. It has already increased, and it will just go up and up and up. So be careful. Always look things up before you press anything. It's a friendly advice for me, and you should already do that, hopefully. What else can I say? Not much. Yeah, I had a lot of things to talk about really when I started, but I have lots on my mind now. Lots of things, both positive and negative stuff, but I don't want to dig too deep into that this session. And since no one is saying anything either, maybe I see we have 6 people watching, but no one say anything in the chat. Kind of used to that, but still, maybe I will keep this one really short this time. Uh, yeah, I can mention that from next week I will be working from home until around lunchtime. Then I will go into the office. And I don't know how long this will be, but it will be much more from the office now. And the thing is that that is a trouble for me at this point, because I have no money. So I needed to borrow a little money from my brother to be able to go by bus. So I borrowed so I can go by bus 1 week and have like a small amount for food to refill some food. But the last 3 days, the week thereafter, until salary, the 23rd, is going to be tricky. The 21st, I will be able to. Yeah, maybe could solve this. And now I'm talking about this because I borrowed so I can go there and to work and back with bus for next week. But one of my colleague that is, I mentioned this also before. I know I did, but it could be new viewers and so on. The colleague and also my friend that I normally work with, he's going on vacation on Monday, but he has been sick almost a whole month now. So, but that's also why I need to go and work from the office. So there is someone from our company there to assist a little bit. So I will be doing my job and also a little stand in for him if needed. And we have some new workers. We are working as a support. I'm hired from a company called TCS, but we are hired to do support, computer support, and we manage servers and all that. And also we order computers and install them for their users on this insurance company. And it's one of the biggest in Sweden. So, and the 21st, we have like, I think it was 15 new users that comes in. So we started to install in computers, and so we have that, and we will hand them out and so on. But normally a colleague from another town that is my colleague, they are both colleagues, but yeah, the colleague here at the office, they are twin brothers. So he comes up here and he will, I just thought of this, he said he is going to come up to the office on Friday next week. And that means he can come and get me. That's no problem. He said, oh, I can get you. So that means I have only 4 days next week I need to go with the bus. And he will be here on Monday as well. Oh. So he can pick me up on Monday the 21st also. That means that's 2 days I don't need to go by bus. And then I have enough to buy on both the 22nd and 23rd. Ta-da! And I get paid the 23rd, so that shouldn't be an issue. I'm ta-da again. Yeah, I don't know if I have thought about that if I didn't have this session and talked about this. Thank you guys for telling me this, but you didn't. So I take the credit myself because no one says anything. Bling. Oh, someone said something, but on the wrong media. Oh, that was. I don't know what that was. Okay, he's a friend that talks about the 2 meter band. It's a propagation on 2 meter band. It's my friend Ulf. He is a ham radio operator as me. He has been that much longer than me. And he is now checking. He's checking 2 meter band because it's something called MS, meteor scatter. We're going through a heavy meteor shower, it's called. Don't get out and shower in the meteors, but we're passing a meteor field, and that is something we at as a amateur radio operators, ham radio operators, can use, especially on 2 meter band, because we can bounce our signals. We have a special mode, a digital mode that we can use for that, and like bounce our radio waves onto the meteors. Yeah. There is also some people that lives when there is lots of airplanes, bounce the signal on the airplanes, follow the airplanes and bounce the. We have also people that use the moon to reach really far. They bounce the signal over to, on the moon. They have lots of power. Of course, it's not much power left when it comes there and bounce back, but enough to get some contacts. They have a big antennas. Well, on 2 meter meter band, they don't need to be like huge, super juice, because, yeah. But they have stacked them. They have lots of them. So, and that will give them more power out from the antenna. It's called gain. Gain work like if you have good gain on the antenna system, if you transmit with 100 watts into that, it could be 500 watts that comes out of the antenna, or even more if you have even more gain. So yeah, that was what he were messing me about now. He were listening to that. So I will also check that. And yeah, for those that notice, sometimes I do this screen from my stream, not scream. I do a scream now and then. No, I do a stream now and then from my ham radio, especially at night, and that also digital mode. I do monitoring that some frequencies, mostly 40 meters, and this mode to see what I can hear. And I'm surprised I can hear from, I hear other side of the earth. New Zealand is opposite side of us. Many think here, oh, Australia is on the, no, to be exact, more exact, New Zealand is more opposite. That's right down under us. And I can hear them as well in this mode, I must say. So that is what you can see sometimes, and if you're interested, you can look at that page that is having all those blue spots or different colors. It's different colors on those spots depending on the band. If they're blue, they're 40 meter I'm listening to. You can, that page update like every 5 minutes and put new spots up, because we have some reporting. So if I hear something, I report to that site. So people can, even if you're not transmitting, they can say, oh, I reached to Sweden, and so on. Yeah, and sometimes I also work that mode. Oh, this is so annoying. Well, yes. So that's a little bit technical talk. What else can I say? Not much. Do I have any plans for the weekend? Yes, I do. Relax. I'm having a little drink now. A little weak one. It's I don't. It's a. I don't know even know. I need to. I need to Google this because I don't know what is. In Sweden, we have a candy. It's a. Yeah, yeah. You also have it. You, often it's shaped like a cane. You hang them in the Christmas tree as decoration and so on. That we have in Sweden are really big fabric creating those. I wonder if this candy from the beginning came from Sweden. I will check that. So hold on. But yes, it is. This came originally from Sweden, 1859. Came from Sweden. It was a baker. She was a widow, and she Amelia Eriksson. She got permission from a company called Gränna. That's where they started, and that is the big. And she can I do this? And she made this candy, and they then oh, this it got really popular, and but what is it called in English, if there is? Well, I don't know if this is the correct translation. If it's really called this, or if it's Google just make Google can sometimes yes, we do a direct translation. In Swedish, it's called polka gris, and it calls it in English translation polka pig. To be honest, I don't think. Maybe it's called polka pig. Well, or yeah, no, it's called candy cane. Yeah, those white and red that is twirled. You guys mostly have it and you guys, then I mean North America and so on. They often have shaped like a cane. We have that here as well, but mostly it's like a straight. Straight. Maybe I can find a picture. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. The problem is that some pictures are in a special format when you. Let's see what this is. We try this. Yeah, this one I can use. Now I got. Now we're talking about. Let's here, and now we will see if I can find it. Sorry for taking some time, but now I need to find it here. It looks like this. This is in Swedish polka gris, and you call it polka cane because of the shape. Normally in Sweden, we have these canes, especially around Christmas time, but mostly it's just straight, and I don't mean it's not gay. No, I mean straight is. Uh, but it also is sold. This is most common now, I think. Let's see here. If I can get open this, hopefully it's a. Yeah, I could use that also. Most common is this shape. Let's see here. Like this. It's small, like almost like cubes, and it sells in bags and so on. And yeah, they're quite small, like this maybe, small, and you eat them like that. That is the most common. Those canes or those sticks are mostly sold at markets and so on, and now people do them homemade in different colors and different tastes and so on. But the common one that is, yeah, the original that were made back in, started to do in 1859 by Amelia. That is red and white, and it has a mix between, I think it's some kind of strawberry and minty taste. Maybe it's not that common in the younger people, but older people, older generation, yeah, I mean older than me, love them still. And I like them too. They are quite refreshing. It's a refreshing taste. But I can't eat that many at a time. I will never buy. They also make huge lollipops with this at market, they sell at markets and so on. I could never eat one whole because it gets too minty after a while. So a bag of those as that I showed, those one, if I have that will last a really long time. But it's 2-3 of those, yeah. And it also, you feel fresh in here. It's because of the mint. So that now we got into something else. And how did we end up here? I have no idea. Have you followed the red? It must been there, because else I wouldn't be here. How did we come to polka canes or polka pigs or polka geese from radio? There must be, I have no idea. What a strange world. And what a strange dream. Oh, now I remember the red thread. Because this tastes like that. It's a mix you can have with some vodka or whatever, and you mix it. It's like, yeah. So, I'm so glad I found this. Back to the thread. Why am I talking about polka pigs and all that? It's because this tastes like that, almost. It's meant to do that. It's almost, and it's called polka. They can't use polka pig because it's copyright. So they just call it, polka. So, yeah. Anyone watching? Well, 11 lurkers. Lurkers. It's people afraid, so afraid to talk, to chat, to say something, to be social with me. So, but that's okay. I like you anyway. I won't say it. So many streamers out there say, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, you won't hear that from me. Well, if you hear from me, it's most probably true also. Because I don't throw that word around much. I say to those, oh, there is Pia. Oh, my I don't throw that word around that easily. I can, but love can be in different ways. Yeah, you don't you don't need to be in a relationship kind of love, but no, I say I like you all, and that's even that is a lie. Probably I don't like everyone, 11 of you. Some of you I don't even know who you are, so you're like, you can be the worst person I ever met. I don't think so, but you could be. So we stay with this little white lie. I like you all. But I like Pia. Pia I like, yeah. Yeah, Pia. 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 If I say the, in Swedish, is Pia. Pia. And in Swedish, Pia is also, many Swedes are named Pia. But we also have a broom in Sweden. This maybe Pia will not like me after this. But we have a broom in Sweden. A broom is called kvast. Kvast in Swedish. And we have a special broom that is called Pia kvast, or in Swedish, Pia broom. So that's kind of fun. So Pia, you can come here and sweep my floors. Evil laugh. Well, I'm glad that someone, now I can end this stream being happy that someone said anything in this session. Out of 12 people, I am so honored, Pia, that you gave that little smiley, because now, yes, my life is complete. I got a response in the chat today. Way! I'm surprised that I don't see Will here, but I guess he's out cutting the lawn or melting in the heat wave they have over there or something. I don't know. But maybe he watched this later, and then I will say hi, Will. And for all the others that watch this later on, oh, this is so annoying. Oh, I need to sit like this. Then I look like a creep. Hello, what are you doing? And this, yeah. Before I leave, I can tell the story about my little gap between my front tooth. It has a story, because when I was a young child, oh, there he is. Ah, yeah, Will, you see there, he is here. Well, back to the story about the gap. Here is the story about the gap. Once in a time, I was a young kid. Yeah, you can't believe it, but it's true. I've been a young kid. And I lived with my mother, father, and brother. My bigger brother. And my bigger brother, he liked to tease me, because I had a temper as a small kid. And one time, he was sitting in the stairs up to the second floor in the house we lived in back then. And he were like hammering, and he built something, and so he had his hammer and so on. And he teased me and teased me and teased me. And after a while, I exploded, and I were going to take him, which I, of course, couldn't, because he is much older and stronger and bigger. But I jumped him, and my brother, was so surprised. So he just held up the hammer, and I jumped into the hammer and smashed half of one of my tooth. what happened then? My mother said, "Oh, this is not good." It was late evening, so she took super glue and glued the half back on. It was like this, off like that. So she super glued that, and so we could go to the dentist the day after, and and I of course was sad. And it ended that my mother wanted to like cheer me up a little bit. So me and my brother, we were friends again. Of course, it took 2 minutes, brothers fighting. Then I got to go and see the movie Herbie. This Volkswagen car that drives itself is alive. So we went and see Herbie. I with my glued half tooth there, and so on. And then I got because I was still growing, I had plastic tooth, and I changed that. And now when I went to the dentist, that he was a really good dentist. He wanted to, this is some special material now. Way back they made it. But that bastard, I think it would look like this if it had grown out. So he didn't improve anything. He just wanted to make it look as it maybe looked. So he made, because I'm lacking one tooth, I have one tooth too little of the normal tooth. Now I got the other. Why? I don't know what's called. So that's why I have the gap. Now we got the final story. Interesting, wasn't it? I said, interesting, wasn't it? Okay, maybe not. But that is what you can get from these sessions. Yes, enough about the silliness and old stories. But we covered the weather. We covered some about the channel. We covered some about radio. We covered the pinching that going on Facebook, and that is so. Yes, Will, you need to listen to that if you haven't read on my page and so on, because you guys need to be careful now. It's circulating new pinching. And what we have covered polka gris and so on. We have covered my gap in the tooth, and we have covered that there is a broom in Sweden called piassavakvast. So pia is also a broom in Sweden. Yeah, but we don't say it like that. I'm just kidding. Don't be sorry, Pia. Be happy. And with those words, I will say bye, 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 bye. Stay safe, have fun, and